Hello, or hola, and welcome to the Hot Dog and Handshake Classic Review Series. Classico Review Series. We're getting weird with it tonight. We're getting crazy. We're getting messed up with this. We're doing Festival de Lucha, the failed WCW show that went nowhere. We're watching the only taping they ever did from Waco, Texas. The runtime is like 2:30, but keep in mind
it's 2:07.
2:07. Keep in mind, I think it was supposed to be 30 minutes each.
Yeah, I think this was like 4 episodes.
Yeah,
because you can kind of tell where the main events are. So of course, that's Shane Price. I'm Jayden Ginsweider. January 27, 1999 was this taping at the Heart of Texas Fair Complex in Waco, Texas, in front of 2,433 people. No commentary on this because it was never really intended to be released. Was this released on the WWE Network?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was put out on the network.
Didn't make it the Peacock.
And then when they moved to Peacock, somebody, took this off the network, and it's just on YouTube.
Somebody saved it.
It's on YouTube. So there's no commentary. It's just this weird little hidden gem. And as always, the question is, why are we reviewing this show? Well, big Lucha month, June. So NXT AAA, well, I guess it's kind of more WWE AAA Worlds Collide now.
Yeah.
So WWE AAA Worlds Collide, AEW Grand Slam Mexico, plus AAA has at least one night of Triple Mania this month. So we're getting all this Lucha. We thought we'd get Lucha with it. And
so much Lucha, so little time.
Yep. So you want to get into the first match?
Oh, the first match. What a way to start your Festival de Lucha with the greatest hits of Super Kendo.
Yep.
And Silver King. And, oh, geez, who else is in it? I'm pulling up right
Venom or Venom? How do you say it? Because it's spelled with a U instead of an O.
Venom.
So Venom.
So Kendo, Silver King, and Venom take on Felino, Superboy, and Villano 5.
Okay, so Silver King, you'll know from other WCW stuff. Venom looks like a fucked up xenomorph attempt, but he's kind of awesome also.
Yeah.
Felino, just a straight Tiger Mask knockoff. Just great value Tiger Mask. Superboy has a Villano-style mask, but from what I can find is not a member of the Villano family.
He's just along for the ride.
He's just a Villano adjacent, I guess, and then Villano 5, one of the many Villanos. One of my notes, my first note is, why did Kendo do that little jump?
He does this shit every single match.
Yeah, dude. The little jump he does where his, feet flare out from his knees.
I have watched other Kendo matches. He does it every single time.
It's so awesome. I love him so much. And then, of course, he did the kip-up thing where he just does, 6 kip-ups in a row, which is incredibly athletically impressive, but looks ridiculous.
This match is literally the greatest hits of Super Kendo. What'd you give it?
3 1/4.
I gave it 3 3/4.
It was a fun opener. There was nothing crazy except for Kendo. I was kind of hoping for more out of the other 5 guys, especially Villano.
Villano and Silver King.
And Felino, from what I've found in this show, Felino's pretty good. This isn't the last. I mean, because this was supposed to be multiple episodes of TV, a lot of people are going to make repeat appearances on this show, and Felino's pretty good. So we'll see. I don't remember what was going on that made me write this note, but my next note is it took me way too long to notice the gimp with a blow-up doll on a chain.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what that is. I don't know.
Was this Jimmy Hart's group?
Yeah, it was Jimmy Hart's Los Boricuas.
Yeah.
The Puerto Ricans.
Okay, so Jimmy Hart just had a group of guys. They have a name.
We're all Puerto Rican, by the way.
Oh, okay. Estado Caribeño Asociado. Fidel Sierra, Piroth Jr., Psychopata, and Ricky Santana.
So they're not all it's the Caribbean States Association.
Okay, but then also a gimp.
And Jimmy Hart.
And Jimmy Hart.
I'm from the Caribbean, baby.
What the hell was this group? What was WCW thinking?
I don't know. This is 1999 WCW. This is the closest I'll get to making you watch 2000 WCW.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But yeah, that was weird. And then we get to the next match, which is the first match with La Parka, which I feel like La Parka was going to be a major player in Festival de Lucha if they continued this. So yeah, go. Let's go into the next match.
La Parka a guy who I found out also did the kendo gimmick. So we got double kendos.
Mm-hmm. That's Salcero who did that.
It's Salcero, the salsa dancer. Super Callo and Damien 666 on another team. El Mosco and Halloween.
Yes.
El Mosco is better known as X-Fly.
Okay, and Halloween is also WCW Ciclope. Right?
Yes.
Okay. La Parka, the king of getting his opponents to hit each other.
Yes.
Love that. This was another fun match. I just gave it 3 stars. Wasn't anything crazy.
This is like a fun showcase of Lucha.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it this one 3 as well.
Yep.
Also, the winners of the match, Kendo, Silver King, Venom defeat Felino, Superboy, and Velo 5, and then La Parka's team wins against Damien's team.
Yep.
Next, another Lucha Trios match.
Guys, just so you know, this is like all 6-mans. There's like a couple 8-mans and one
This
one-on-one match.
shit is Lucha Trios, the show.
Yeah.
Blitzkrieg, who criminally underrated.
Yep.
Suicide Pilot, Pilato Suicida.
Yeah, he was, if you're watching, he's the guy in green. He's got like a green mask. He kind of looks like the Green Power Ranger took his shirt off.
Okay. And some motherfucker named Raul.
Yeah, Malloy, what do you think of Raul? Malloy, what do you think of Raul?
Malloy, what are your thoughts on Super Kendo? Anything?
All right, Malloy's not really contributing this time. So yeah, Raul's really funny because 1, it's just Raul, no last name, and then 2, no cage match page. This guy doesn't exist in the Internet Wrestling
they just
database.
pulled him off the street.
Yeah.
Can you wrestle? Yeah. What's your name? Raul. Get in here.
So yeah, and then the team they're taking on is pretty dope though.
El Texano, Rey Misterio Sr., and Viano 3.
Yeah, so that's a pretty dope team. Texano was kind of cool. He's kind of like Bandito a little bit. It just kind of that vibe. He's bigger than Bandito.
Yeah.
But, dude, in this match, Raul does a suicide dive and just goes straight down head first. It was insane.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have a cage match profile.
And then this was a solid match, but the finish is that it's interrupted by the Caribbean group that
team.
Jimmy Hart has. And then my note here is, oh my God, the Gimp has Blitzkrieg on a chain. What the hell, dude? What the hell are we watching?
Do you believe that Blitzkrieg retired this year?
Okay, yeah, that's whatever. Can you believe there's a Gimp on this show? Were you expecting that going into the Festival de Lucha?
No, but it's a festival, so party people over here.
Yeah, dude. I gave this one 3 stars. Like I said, yeah. I have more Blitzkrieg thoughts later, though.
I gave this one 3 as well. This is a solid 3-star show right now.
Pretty much.
Our next match, there's in terms of lineups, what could have been the best match of the whole time.
So this is definitely the first show main event. This is the first night main event. Yeah.
Juvi, Pirata Morgan, and Psychosis against Hector Garza, Konnan, and Rey Misterio Jr.
This match was very awesome. But then there's a run-in DQ finish with another heel stable led by Chris Jericho.
The Caribbeans and the others.
Yeah, so it's Chris Jericho, it's Norman Smiley, it's Fit Finlay, it's Kaz
Hayashi for some reason.
There's one more person in there too, some guy I never heard of, Lenny Lane or something.
Yeah, Lenny Lane, I think so.
But this match ruled. 4
Johnny
stars.
Swinger.
Oh, Johnny Swinger was in there.
Yeah.
Also, Chavo Guerrero comes out to make the save, but then joins Jericho's group, right?
I think so.
Yeah. But Chavo Guerrero was wearing a yellow shirt with the Festival de Lucha logo on it, and I want that shirt so bad. I looked it up. It doesn't exist. You can't buy it. But I was like, that's a cool shirt to have.
At Chavo Guerrero, are you going to sell your Festival de Lucha shirt? Can we have it?
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
But I guess with 4 stars, this was a very, very good match.
I gave it 4 as well. I think it was so far the best match. Obviously, it's supposed to be the main event, but it's whatever.
Yeah, so then we get to what I think is episode 2.
So this is today, episode 2, yeah. Blitzkrieg, Kendo, and La Parka.
You skipped the El Mosco match.
El Mosco, Felino, Juventud take on Suicide Pilot, Pietro Suicida, Raul, and Salcero.
Yeah, this was just whatever. I gave it 2.5. That's not.
It was fine. Great. It was not the best opener they could have done for this episode.
I do kind of like Felino, though.
Felino's awesome. Hugi's also always good. Raul's kind of hit or miss so far.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. That's Raul for you, man. You should know what you're getting with Raul at this point.
The next match. I'll be like Kendo. Here's more Kendo.
Love it.
Blitzkrieg and Parka take on Kaz Hayashi, Psychosis, and a motherfucker named Ron Rivera.
Yes, not the coach
Not
of the Panthers and the Commanders.
Unfortunately, not the coach.
Yes.
Also, there's American Wild Child.
Of course he is. Yeah.
Looked it up. He never wrestled in Mexico. He just was an indie guy
from Texas?
From California.
Oh, okay.
Who worked in WCW 98-99.
Okay. Not enough kendo in this match, I think, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, nowhere near enough kendo in this match.
I give this one 3 stars.
I gave it 3.25. Thought it was better than I thought it was not as good as the first one because less kendo, but
yes,
still pretty good.
Yes.
Then we get the first 8-man tag of the night in the Caribbean Association. Fiel Sierra, Pierre Jr., Psicopata, and Ricky Santana with Jimmy Hart. Take on El Texano, Rey Misterio Sr., Miano 3, Miano 5.
Jimmy Hart in this match was yelling "Caprinde" with the same level of accent work as Brad Pitt in Inglourious Basterds. When Brad Pitt's like "Arrivederci," it's like that.
Caprinde!
He's yelling "Caprinde." Like it was like no accent whatsoever. Ultimately, a whatever match again, just kind of middle of the road, 2.5 stars.
This one's been kind of mid so far. I gave it 2.75. Our next 8-man tag team match, though, feels like it was supposed to be the main event.
Yeah, it was.
Chris Jericho, Johnny Swinger, Lenny Lane, and Norman freaking Smiley, with Finley as the manager, take on Hector Garza, Konnan, Rey Mysterio Jr., and Silver King.
Now this is late 90s WCW, bro.
Yes, it is.
This was bad. Look, I love Rey Mysterio Jr. to death. I have a love-hate relationship with Chris Jericho. Norman Smiley rules. Hector Garza and Konnan in this. Hector Garza is like the man. Konnan in this era was awesome. No problems with Silver King. I can take a leave. Johnny Swinger and Lenny Lane. This was not good.
No,
this was just some WCW shenanigans, bullshit.
What'd you give it?
I gave it 2.25.
I gave it 2.
Okay, so yeah, we're pretty much on the same page there. And then we get into episode 3. So I believe this was 3. No,
I would think so. You don't think the next match should be the next 4 would be its own show?
Yeah, the next 4 would be their own show. Yeah, this was 3. Yeah, so they did 3 episodes, I think. So then we get into what we think is episode 3.
El Mosco, Felino Psychosis take on Blitzkrieg, Super Kalo, and Venom.
This is where I wrote the note that Blitzkrieg kind of rules.
Dude,
I was like this catalog of 3 matches. Like I've liked Blitzkrieg before, no problems with him, right? But I just hadn't really been exposed to Blitzkrieg enough. And then at this point, I was like, I like this Blitzkrieg guy quite a bit.
He doesn't even make the year. He retires in like October.
Yeah, pretty fun one though. I gave it 3.25.
I gave it 3.5. I thought it was fun. It was Blitzkrieg should have been in Mexico the whole time. He was gonna make really hella money in Mexico. And in our next match, another 8-man tag match. This time, unfortunately, Kendo has to get involved with the other peoples. Fit Finlay, Johnny Swinger, Kaz Hayashi, and Norman Smiley with Chris Jericho as the manager, take on Hector Garza, Kendo, La Parka, and Raul.
Of course. Kendo and Raul, favorite tag team of all time now. This is a solid match. It went a little long. I could have done with a little bit shorter of a match. I gave it 2.75.
Gave it 2.5.
It just wasn't that exciting.
The lowest Kendo match ever, I think.
Yeah, same. Here's the thing: is at this point, I was getting real fatigued. I've realized for me, Lucha Libre is like tomatoes. Okay?
Can't have it all the time.
Well, here's the thing. I love it mixed in with my other stuff. I love a tomato on my burger. I love a tomato, some chopped up tomatoes on a taco, right? I can't just pick up a tomato and bite into it. And that's what this was. This show is just eating a tomato, right? So I love Lucha Libre in smaller doses. I just can't. It's too much because it's just too similar. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're doing different. It's just what it is.
Nobody doing what Kendo's doing, at least.
Ain't nobody doing what Kendo's doing. That is true. That is always true. But yeah, that's just kind of what I realized with this show. That was my main takeaway. And we got a couple more matches to talk about, but yeah, that was.
You're gonna hate when I make us watch some CMLL shit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see. Like I said, it's just I just kind of get fatigued by this point. You know what I mean? And also, this is like there were no segments in between. There were no breathers except for like some random dancing. Because Festival de Lucha had its own Nitro girls, I guess.
Yeah, the salsa girl. That
The festival girls, and I don't know. It was just kind of match after match after match. No singles matches until the last one. Whatever. Let's get into the next. The Damien Halloween.
Damien 666 Halloween and Superboy take on Plito Suicida, Rey Jr. and Salcero.
Mm-hmm. There was a hilarious moment where Polito Suicida does a dive, but the camera. So he's diving from the apron to the floor announce table side, but the camera's looking at it from across the ring, so he just disappears.
It was kind of cool.
It was very funny.
It was kind of cool.
This is a pretty good match, though. I gave it 3 stars.
I gave it 3 and a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally did it. All the jokes about the Disco Inferno, clear perspective, we have finally hit a second match of his. A second Disco Inferno was hit in the podcast.
Yeah. Disco Inferno, probably the one and only time he main evented the show.
Ever.
He's wrestling
No
Konnan.
wonder this shit didn't work. You had the main event Disco Inferno. He don't draw.
God, this was a bad match.
Konnan
was good.
Versus Disco.
Konnan was good. The crowd loved Konnan. He was feeding right into it. That was awesome. But Disco sucks, dude. I gave this a generous 1 3/4.
You're not feeling Disco fever?
No.
I gave it 1.5.
1.5. Okay. Into the categories.
So MVP of the night.
Well, best moment first.
Best moment first.
Best moment.
Not including any kendo shenanigans. I think it's the Piloto Suicida.
The dive where he
the
disappears.
Dive, yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah, I'll give it that. MVP of the night. The joke, fun answer is Super Kendo, right? He is great. Really, it's either Konnan or Rey Mysterio Jr. for me. They were really going to be the ones who were carrying this show, and you could tell that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
Out of this, they wanted to build the show around them as the top 2 baby faces. So I think you could give it to either one of them, but it's one of those two. What did you think?
I'm going to say Konnan. Because he gets the main event.
Yeah, he does get the main event. Yeah. Heat check. Best performance in a short amount of time.
Nobody really,
Norman Smiley?
Yeah, he wrestled 2 matches, though, didn't he?
Okay, but like...
Who wrestled one match that... Silver King?
Could go Silver King. Venom? He wrestled 2 matches. I don't remember. Pirata Morgan only wrestled 1.
Pirata Morgan, then, yeah.
Pirata Morgan. All right, there we go. Gear of the night. I got two options for you. Venom or Blitzkrieg. Who are you going
Blitzkrieg.
with? Blitzkrieg?
Easy.
Okay, that's easy. Ray always in this conversation too.
Yeah, obviously
but
easily, duh.
I think Blitzkrieg's was really cool. I liked his. Apex Mountain. Is the Apex Mountain for Disco Inferno?
Yes, but you on the same card as Kendo? Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Also, how the fuck do you see Kendo doing his shit and not bring him in?
Yeah, I don't know. Is this the Apex Mountain for Raul?
I would assume so.
All right. Surprise of the show, the fucking Gimp, dude. That was the surprise of the show. So easily. Why did Jimmy Hart have a Gimp?
Why not, Daddy-O?
I don't know, man. All right.
Dude, we need to do more stupid shows like this.
Yeah. For recasting, give me your, dream lucha trios right now. Just anybody from anywhere.
Right now?
Yeah.
A Mascara Dorada.
Okay.
Hechicero. And let's go with Wagner 3 on one team.
Okay.
They're going to take on... Oh, man. This is a tough one.
That's why I had you go first, so I can think about
Let's go Jack and Daya.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? I don't know if we're intergender here or not.
Musha King Terry?
Legit, if you ask me all time, Ricky Marvin might be in my all-time Bruco trios. My Kingo.
Okay.
And Mystico, yeah.
Mystico? All right, so I would have Ray in there for the vibes, right? So I would go with, Ray, Mascara Dorada, and Mystico. versus probably Vikingo and the Lucha Bros.
That'd be a fun one.
I think that'd be mine.
You're just a lot more AAA than mine.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean,
I got Mascara Dorada and Mystico in there once.
AAA was most popular in the States for a long time, so it's not really a thing.
It really, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. So that's recasting best double feature.
You go and you watch that Kendo Ultimo Dragon Grand Hamada match of Super Perfect Unit. That's my joking one.
Also, you can't go wrong with any WCW cruiserweight title stuff.
Match. Almost every Rey match.
Ray, yeah.
A better Konnan match.
Oh, you go with if you're gonna watch this, go watch the 2 or 3 Falls Rey Juve ECW match. I'm sure I've recommended that thousands of times by now, but
at least twice.
That one you should definitely would be a good double feature. Nothing hits the Wrestling Criterion Collection for sure.
I'm gonna actually give out one more
double feature
here.
Okay,
it's gonna be from TNA.
Okay.
Chris Sabin, Hector Garza, P.D. Williams, Ultimate X.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good lineup. I like that. Okay, on to the classic hot dog, classic handshake. Did we pick this show for Kenta? Or for not Kenta, Kendo?
I'll be honest, I picked it because it had Kendo on it 3 times.
Okay.
So
we can't pick any of the
Can't pick Kendo.
All right. Mine.
Unfortunately.
Okay, mine's going to be the Juvi, Parada Morgan, Psychosis versus Hector Garza, Konnan, Rey Mysterio Jr.
I'll agree with you.
Gonna go with that one too? Okay. Yeah, that's, of course, as is the case with many a classic review, the Rey Mysterio match gets my classic hot dog.
Yeah, shocker.
Keep giving it to him over
I think you do this on purpose.
Yeah, I don't.
You're wearing a shirt and everything.
I am wearing my Rey Mysterio shirt. Well, because we are just peek behind the curtain here. We're recording 2 classic reviews
heavy on the Rey tonight.
And both of them involve Rey Mysterio. What is your out of 10 for Festival de Lucha?
Honestly, I think you need to start watching more Lucha Libre. I had a great time watching this, minus the last match. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Really? I gave it a 4.
Wow.
Well, just think about it like it was...
Well, it's the tomato thing. I get it, yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 shows scrunched together, so there was weird pacing of it. There was no commentary, which kind of hurts for me. Yeah, it just
I feel like
didn't click.
If you watch a CMLL show from 2007, it'll put a better time.
Looking at it, I think that's the biggest disparity we've had, definitely this year in a match in a show ratings. Let's see. Last year we had a 2.5. Yeah, this looks like since we relaunched the podcast, this is the biggest disparity between our rankings. So it ends up with an average of 5.75. So, and then do you want to go ahead and tell them what we're going to see next week?
So as we've alluded to a little bit, Judgment Day 2005 is up next.
We just mentioned Rey Mysterio. There's no way we were alluding to
Hey, somebody might guess it. You never know.
Somebody might guess it, yeah.
Is our next in our John Cena series of reviews. And as always, just to
I guess you can go ahead and just take it.
Just get something else.
I was just gonna say it's Ray versus Eddie. That's what he's doing on there.
Yeah.
So, and then just some other fun stuff, and John Cena just absolute bloodbath.
And as always, enjoy wrestling.